Okay, so good day everyone, and to, we are the Group 6 reporters, and today we will be discussing about the Sustainable Development Goals. So I am Vince Celebrant William, and I will be the one discussing the introduction of this topic. So let's get right to it. So what is sustainable development? Sustainable development, according to World Commission on Environment and Development in 1987, is meeting the needs of the present generation without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own. Basically, saying it is the need for the present generation to preserve our original resources that have been with us since the beginning, since the our predecessors. So it is the role of the new generations to advance these resources and to also preserve these resources that have been with us right now, and to also plan for our resources to not deplete and for it to last more longer without the needs for the future generations to have a problem with it. Okay, so next, so in sustainable development we have the four dimensions. So this is the society, environment, culture, and economy. So I will not tackle much about this, since this will be discussed by the next reporters. Yeah, all you just have to do is just familiarize this concept. Next, sustainable development. So okay, so it's common sense that sustainability, it is it is a concept um, to for something to last long. So that is sustainability. Without I guess if you can imagine it as um, as like a crops production. So in crops production, you of course when you harvest those rice, you also have to think you also have to take to consider the fact that you will have to plant again in order for you to have rice in the next following months or years. So that is one of the clear example of sustainability. So sustainability is the paradigm for thinking about the future. So it's still the same definition from the previous slides. So in which the considerations for each pillar, whether it be environmental, societal, and economic. So environmental, this includes the our crops production, even things like quarrying, the humans disruption of nature, which is we have the mining, quarrying, cutting of trees. Yeah, that is something that we really have to find a solution, or to even stop those things that will really destroy our nature. Then we have societal. So it is in our society, since our society is ever expanding and ever progressing. Then we have economic. Of course, economic is very important, since this is the things or the base that dictates a country's it's a country's progress, a country's whether a country is developed or robust. So in sustainable development, these things needs to be balanced in the future and even in the present. Next, sustainable development are the many processes and pathways to achieve sustainability. Okay, so example is sustainable agriculture, like I've said from before, the example of sustainability, which is the crops production, yeah, blah blah blah, and forestry. So yeah, since the mostly the example of that are really bad ones that is really affecting negatively affecting our forest, which is they cut trees and that causes hazing, something like that. So a lot of processes. I will not discuss further with that. So you know, you know. Then good governance, of course. The good governance, a country's development roots from its good governance. So when you have good leaders, of course, naturally, we will have a community, um, a good community wherein we those leaders could set an example for us um, to have to have positive impacts on our society. Then we have the sustainable production and consumption. So yeah, this the sustainable agriculture are just interchangeable with this sustainable production and consumption, since mostly in the Philippines, most of our consumed goods mainly depend on the agriculture, which is we have foods like fish, and we even have rice, vegetables, fruits, and such. And okay, so that ends my report. And along the way, there are more reporters that will discuss more on sustainable development goals. So stay tuned. That is all for my report. Thank you.
A pleasant day, everyone. I'm Prince Saycon, and I'm the next reporter. So, the need for sustainability. The Earth has now left its natural geological epoch, the present interglacial state called the Holocene. Human activities have become so pervasive and profound that they reveal the great forces of nature and are pushing the Earth into planetary terra incognita. So, planetary terra incognita, this means the uncertainty of the future, unsay mahitabo sa future if we still kuan sa ato ang environment sa ato mga ipang buhat karon, ipang unsay mga result in the future. The Earth is rapidly moving into a less biological diverse, less forested, much warmer and probably wetter and stormier. So kasi ato ang kalibutan is paspas kay ni siyang nagka-init, dagkang nanganusub sa mga weather because sa ato mga doings like pagsunog sa mga plastic, pagkuha sa mga kahoy dinhi sa kalibutan mo nang ato ang Earth is much warmer and wetter. Next slide is the an economic system may appear stable, but it is not always sustainable. Stability refers sa mga short-term nga mga firmness in position and permanence in resistant to change, especially disruptive way. And ang sustainability, on the other hand, focuses on long-term capacity and of a system to exist, adapt, and endure over time. So, kabalo na mo unsay difference sa stability and sustainability. Sustainability is ning pang long-term dyan siya, like ning further future para sa mga generations to come, and ang stability is for like sa tuwarang content lifetime ingon ana. Next slide is process question. What situation, practices, technologies, or policies do you think are beneficial to humanity and present but could become damaging in the future? So, ang ako para nako is ang pagsunog sa basura, paggamag more technologies, and dili ang pag decompose ani is not in the right way, and sa pag-deforest like cutting woods, because sa near future ato ang world is magkausob din siya, not in a good way but in a bad way. So I will pass this in the next reporter. Thank you.
So what's up guys, my name is Chris benetez, and I'll be the next reporter for this topic, Sustainable Development Goals. Now, my part will be SDG 2 and it will be, sorry for that, Zero Hunger. Now, for this Zero Hunger, they want to end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. These goals direct attention to sustainable food production, resilient agriculture, and local and global cooperation when it comes to investing in agriculture productivity. So, again, they wanted to achieve food security para maagapan na ang kagutom. Kasi guys, there are more than 790 million people that still don't have regular access to nutritious food. It means marami pa talagang nagugutom. Now, for the next topic, it will be SDG 3, which is good health. Now, good health. Ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. It means hindi lang para sa bata, hindi lang para sa matanda, kundi para sa bata at para sa mga matatanda. Now, it improves access to universal health care, access to affordable medicines, and sexual and reproductive health care services for everyone. No, so ayun nga no, para maka-access lahat sa universal health care, binababaan nila yung goal nila, mababaan yung mga medisina para ma-afford na ng lahat ng tao. In short, para talaga sa para sa kalusugan ng lahat. Para sa kapakanan ng lahat. Hindi lang sa bata, again, para siya sa lahat. Mapabata o mapatanda. Now, para naman sa SDG 4, which will be quality education. Now, it ensures inclusive and quality education for all and promote lifelong learning. Now, this goal aims to ensure everyone has access to basic education. Kaya, dahil siguro dito, nagkaroon na ngayon ng mga public school facilities, kaya lang ng ng mga non-private universities. Dahil doon, nakakasiguro na karamihan sa tao ay makaka-access na sa basic education. Though hindi man lahat, pero yung goal talaga is ma-ensure na lahat ay maka-access sa basic education. Now next will be SDG 5, gender equality. Achieve gender equality and empower women and girls. Now, to achieve this goal, there is a need to examine forms of discrimination, find ways to end violence and exploitation, and to empower women and girls. Siguro dahil din dito, naitatag yung VAUSI, marami pang mga laws para protektahan ng mga kababaihan. Di lang kababaihan, pati na yung mga bata. And also, to promote na rin equal treatment, yung fair treatment, na kumbaga hindi na dapat sabihin ng mga tao na ang babae dapat sa bahay lang. Kasi kung ano yung kayang gawin ng lalaki, kaya rin gawin ng mga babae. Kaya kung pwede sa lalaki, dapat pwede rin sa babae. Hindi man siya sa ano ba ito? Yung ibig ko lang sabihin, dapat patas. Yun lang. So, yun. Napakadali lang ng aking part. Sana may natutunan kayo sa aking ibinahagi ngayon, which is the Sustainable Development Goals from 2 to 5. Maraming salamat. Thank you and God bless.
Hello everyone, I am Aisdin Villamera, and so the next part is the Sustainable Development Goal number 6, the clean water and sanitation. So these ensure access to safe and clean water and proper sanitation for everyone. In globalized world, countries share technology, knowledge, and resources to improve water systems. Access to clean water is essential for health, economic productivity, and human dignity. Without it, development and globalization cannot be truly inclusive. Next is sustainable development number 7, the affordable and clean energy. So this focuses on providing affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy for all. Through globalization, countries cooperate in developing renewable energy such as solar, wind, and hydropower. Clean energy reduces pollution, supports industries, and helps communities grow while protecting the environment. Next is Sustainable Development Goal number 8, the decent work and economic growth. So this promotes inclusive economic growth, productive employment, and decent work for all. Globalization connects economies through trades and investment, creating job opportunities across countries. However, this goal also emphasizes fair wages, safe working conditions, and respect for workers' rights to ensure growth benefits for everyone. And next is the SDG number 9, or the Sustainable Development Growth number 9, the industry, innovations, and infrastructure. This aims to build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialization, and encourage innovation. Globalization allows countries to share technology and improve infrastructure such as roads, communication systems, and industries. So innovation helps economies become more competitive and sustainable in the global market. So that's all for my part. Thank you.
So, good morning everyone. I am Benetez de Batalan, and I am the next reporter. So, noong June 1992, ginanap ang United Nations Conference on Environmental and Development sa Rio de Janeiro sa Brazil. Kilala rin ito bilang unang Earth Summit kung saan nagtipon ng mga pamahalaan at development agencies mula sa iba't ibang bansa. Dito, sila nagkaisa at pumirma sa Rio Declaration on Environmental and Development na layong protektahan ang focus nilang protektahan ang kalikasan habang isinusulong ang sustainable development. Hindi dito nagtapos ang kwento noong 1992. Hanggang sa kasalukuyan, patuloy na nagtutulungan ang mga bansa sa pamamagitan ng pagtutok sa 17 Sustainable Development Goals o SDGs, at ang mga layuning ito ay naglalayong tugunan ang mga pandaigdigang issue tulad ng kahirapan, climate change, pangangalagi sa kapaligiran, at pagkapantay-pantay ng lipunan para sa mas maayos na sustainable na kinabukasan.
Good day everyone. SDG 1 is one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals created by the United Nations. Its main goal is to end poverty in all its forms everywhere. Poverty is more than just having a little money. It affects many parts of person's life, including access to food, clean water, shelter, education, healthcare, and opportunities for a better future. Because of this, ending poverty is one of the most important global goals. According to the slides, poverty exists in different forms, and understanding these forms help us see why poverty is such a complex issue. The first form shown is absolute poverty. Absolute poverty is an internationally set standard used to measure poverty based on a person's ability to meet basic needs. People live in absolute poverty often struggle to afford necessities such as enough food to eat, safe drinking water, proper housing, and basic healthcare. This means that their survival and well-being are at constant risk. Absolute poverty is usually measured using a global poverty line, which shows how many people are living on extremely low income each day. So the second form of poverty shown in the image is the relative poverty. So relative poverty is defined and measured by income inequalities within a specific society. In this case, people may have access to basic needs, but they are still considered poor compared to the others around them. For example, they may not be able to afford education, technology, or social opportunities that are considered normal in their community. Relative poverty highlights how inequality within a country or society can affect people's quality of life even if they are not living in extreme conditions. Another part of the image is the pie chart showing people live on less than $1.90 per day, which represent extreme poverty. According to the chart, 70% of people living in extreme poverty are found in Southern Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa, while the other remaining 30% live in other regions of the world. So this information shows that poverty is a global problem, but it is evenly distributed. Some regions are affected much more than others due to factors such as limited access to education, lack job opportunities, conflicts, and environmental challenges. The image also emphasized that achieving SDG 1 would mean reducing the number of people who live below the international poverty line. This is important because when poverty decreases, people are more likely to access education, find decent work, and improve their overall quality of life. So, ending poverty also supports other development goals such as good health, quality education, gender equality, and reduces inequality. Overall, SDG 1 No Poverty reminds us that poverty is not just an individual problem, but a global issue that requires cooperation between government, communities, and organizations. By addressing both absolute and relative poverty, by focusing on regions most affected, the goal aims to create a world where everyone can live with dignity and have access to basic needs. Thank you.
So good day to everybody. My name is Adrian Belandres, and I'll be continuing our report about the Sustainable Development Goals. So I'll be continuing Sustainable Development Goal number 10, which is to reduce inequality. So reduced inequality with this focuses on reducing the inequalities within and among countries, because more than 75% of the population in developing countries are living in societies where income is more unequally distributed now than it was in the 1990s compared to the 1990s. So this goal focuses on decreasing unfair differences in income, opportunities, and treatment within countries. So many developing nations face growing income gaps where wealth is concentrated among a small group while the majority struggles. So moving on to the Sustainable Development Goal number 11. So this is the 11th Sustainable Development Goal, which is focusing which is focused on sustainable cities and communities. So this goal makes cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. It focuses on managing urban development like slums, urban sprawls, waste management, and air pollution. So this aims, as urban population grow, cities face challenges like slums, traffic congestion, pollution, and poor waste management. This goal encourages better urban planning, affordable housing, efficient public transportation, and reduced air pollution, and etc. So to Sustainable Development Goal number 12, which focuses on responsible consumption and production. So this ensures sustainable consumption and production patterns. So sustainable consumption and production is all about promoting resource energy and energy efficiency, sustainable infrastructure, and jobs that provide access to basic services, decent work, and a better quality of life for everyone. So this goal promotes using resources widely and efficiently to reduce waste and environmental damage. So it focuses on production methods, energy efficiency, recycling, and responsible consumer choices to support economic growth while protecting the environment and ensuring decent jobs and access to services for everyone, basic services for everyone. To move on to the Sustainable Development Goal number 13, which is to protect the planet, or as the United Nations call it, climate action. So this one takes urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. So on April 22nd, 2016, which is the Earth Day, 175 member states signed the Paris Agreement, aiming to reduce the pace of climate change and accelerate the actions and investments needed for a low carbon future. So the Sustainable Development Goal number 13, it calls for urgent action against climate change. So, and its impacts such as extreme weather and rising sea levels. So, yes, so to explain the Paris Agreement, it was signed in 2016 by 175 countries, and it represents a global commitment to limit global warming by reducing greenhouse gas emissions and investing in clean, low-carbon technologies to protect the planet for future generations.